This is Steve Wheel, Senior Broker for TBIB Insurances in Brisbane, in Australia. What got you into the insurance business in Australia?
Well, when I joined the insurance industry in 1974, I had 2 interviews on the one afternoon, and the insurance company were offering me $5 a week more. So I signed up, and that was 47 years ago, and I'm still in the industry.
And how old were you then?
I was 17.
And you were a keen sportsman at that time?
Yes, I was a mad cricketer, a terrible golfer, and a frustrated rugby league player.
So when did you get involved with the ABF and with the bridge?
I became an insurance broker again after a time working for an insurance company, and I went back in the year 2010 where I met a member of the Australian Bridge Federation in a lift, and I had a discussion with them, and they asked me if I could insure bridge clubs, and that was the start. We ended up insuring the Australian Bridge Federation, putting together a public liability policy for them that offered some really good covers, but above all a very, very competitive price, a lot more than they had been paying.
And over the years it's become a good business for you and a very good relationship for the ABF?
Yes, over the years it's been very good. I'm actually learning bridge because I hear so many people talk about it, and I think, let's give it a go. But it has become a good relationship. I've got a lot of good friends within the ABF, but since we started dealing with the ABF, we've been looking at ways to provide better products and better service for the members.
And what part of insurance is really most of your business out of in the ABF?
Well, we put together a very, very strong travel insurance policy back in 2011, I think it was, and it provided a very, very broad cover for the more elderly people within our community, people who were afraid they'd never travel again because none of the insurance companies wanted to deal with them. So we put together a policy that not only offered a fair premium, but also a cover for people that just couldn't obtain that, including cover for pre-existing medical conditions and illnesses. And but overall, we've grown that now to 2022, where we've overcome the COVID problem, and we're back here again at the Gold Coast Congress, talking to many, many customers and providing many quotes and issuing many policies. And they're all happy that they can now travel again.
And was COVID a problem for the insurance industry overall, or the low rate of death in Australia hasn't really made it a major issue for the insurance?
The death rate hasn't made it an issue, more so the problem of contracting COVID and having your holidays cancelled. The insurance industry became very, very anxious, and for a long time there they didn't know whether or not they wanted to offer any cover for COVID on their policies. And it's gradually changing, and now that we're double or triple vaxxed, people are becoming a lot more careful about what they do, and the insurance industry is starting to open up and offer COVID cover, minimal at first but gradually expanding.
So Steve, do you cover all the world now, or which countries?
Yeah, we cover all the world except for a couple of countries, and those countries are the ones where they're probably in war-like situations or internal problems. Countries such as Iraq, Afghanistan, Sudan. There's a couple of others I just can't remember off the top of my head, but other than that we do offer worldwide cover, and that includes the Antarctica, that includes parts of the Middle East, that includes Africa. Wherever you can travel, we can provide cover. I always recommend people go to the Australian Government Smart Traveller and have a look at their site, which tells you whether or not you can travel to certain countries.
And we all know, Steve, that America, if you get ill in America, it's very expensive to go to hospital there and receive treatment. So how does that affect your policies?
Yeah, America is expensive when it comes to medical costs. We insure America and Canada, and but there is a loading if you travel to that part of the world.
So, what would you advise most people to do if they're travelling? Should they definitely take insurance?
I come back to the point, if you can't afford travel insurance, you can't afford to travel. We've seen so many horrendous stories where people have travelled overseas with no cover. I've seen them buy very, very cheap policies where they have limited medical cover of 50 or 100,000, and that just won't cut it in countries around the world. We're happy to say that we offer an unlimited medical cover under the policy.
Excellent, Steve. I think it's a great service. The ABF's been very pleased with that service. We seem to have a lot of satisfied customers. So I hope the relationship continues into the future.
Well, we're here for the long haul. It's not only a business for us, but like I said before, we have a lot of good friends, and we find it enjoyable to come to the congresses around Australia or visit clubs, and we intend doing it for as long as we can.